deals, and more. Summer is heating up, and so are the savings at Big O Tires. Right now through August 10th, get up to $200 in savings on select sets of tires. Whether you're planning a summer road trip or just need to upgrade your daily drive, Big O's got the deals to keep you rolling. Plus, Big O Tires offers expert services on brakes, alignment, oil changes, and so much more. All with financing options tailored to fit your budget. So make an appointment online right now at BigOTires.com and visit your locally owned and operated Big O Tires today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's summer in Kansas City, and for most families, that means weeknights on the sports fields, kids' camps, pool days, and hustling back and forth with no time to prepare meals. Joe's KC Barbecue has you covered this summer with the Joe's To Go app. Dinner will be on the way without opening your door. All of your smoked favorites are just a few clicks away on the Joe's To Go app. Order for 1 or 100. Don't spend your summer in a drive-thru. Swing by Joe's for that traditional KC competition barbecue and tell them SSJ sent you.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
Routed slowly, charges, bare hands, throws on the run, and got him!
Ellie De La Cruz and the Cincinnati Reds begin the post-All-Star break run in New York City against Juan Soto in the Mets.
Juan Soto has tied this one up.
Coverage begins Saturday at 3 on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Your home for Major League Baseball. Sports Radio 810 WHB. What do you dream?
We can't hear you when you're talking, my man.
You got 1 minute.
There you go. Thanks, bro.
Investment strategies, retirement options, and other financial solutions you didn't even know were possible to help you dream bigger, bank better. While you're busy with the day-to-day, Central Bank is here to help you plan for all the days ahead to help you get the life you're after. CentralBank.net. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 407985.
Rod End Supply is involved with a variety of motorsports as well as industrial applications with many different types of products. Since 1989, Rod End Supply has provided superior products priced competitively. Whether you're racing at the circle track or drag strip, rock climbing, or going off-road, Rod End Supply has an assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products to keep your equipment moving. Rod End Supply's experienced staff is ready and willing to help you with your needs. Their promise is to continue to provide a superior product with superior service so you can stay in front of the field no matter what it is. To learn more, go to rodendsupply.com.
KCFX HD4 Harrisonville, K279PI Kansas City, 103.7 FM. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City.
America's largest all-sports radio station presents the #1 motorsports show for over 2 decades, Track Talk, brought to you by Rod End Supply and the Power Ride Midwest Lightning Sprints. Here are the racing boys, Scott Traylor and Kirk Elliott.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Track Talk here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Todd Surprise running the show. Kirk Elliott, my partner for 25 years.
We don't have a shortage of things to talk about this morning, do we, Scott?
No.
It is Kings Royal weekend at Eldora Speedway, and shall we say we could sit here for 3 hours and not get everything covered that's happened this week in sprint car racing, couldn't we? It's been a wild week, folks, and a dangerous week. And we've got some updates on some injured drivers we want to get to, but we got one more night to go, Scott. The Kings Royal is tonight. What's going to happen tonight? We're not done yet.
Who do you think's going to win tonight, Kirk?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that part yet. It depends on where everybody starts tonight. And here's the thing about the Kings Royal. There are no provisionals. So if you don't get qualified tonight, there are heat races that determine the, who starts where is determined by the wheel of misfortune, so you don't know what the inverts are going to be. They have to qualify all over again tonight, Scott, and there's no 2 groups of qualifying anymore with the amount of cars. Everybody qualifies in one group. So it depends on where everybody qualifies and where everybody starts in the heat races, and the heat winners will start in the first few rows of the A main. And then you don't know where those drivers are going to start until after another spin. So You're asking me who's going to win the Kings Royal tonight? I have no idea. Who do you think's going to win?
I think David Gravel's going to win.
Well, I hope he got a good night's sleep last night. I hope David slept well last night because it was a pretty active night for the World of Outlaws champion, wasn't it?
The number 87 and the 57 got together last night.
The 2 car and the 57. Doesn't David drive the number 2 car?
Yeah, the 2 car.
Okay. David hasn't had a good week. First of all, he got DQ'd in the opening night of the high limits race because of the wing was found to be too far forward, so he was disqualified. Thursday night, didn't make the Joker's Jackpot feature event because he was involved in a vicious crash in the B main that tore heck out of his race car, so he didn't make the show on Thursday night. Last night, much better night. He was in position to where he could challenge for the win last night, if not for Rico Abreu, who had a perfect night. But David and Kyle Larson were battling for third place and trading slide jobs with one another. And at the end of the race, Larson nipped Gravel at the line for third place. Gravel finished fourth. But after the checkered flag, David goes up and touches Kyle Larson's car and spins him around on the cool-down lap. And then he drives all the way back around. Larson's car is headed in the wrong direction. David stops and has a conversation with Kyle Larson. Said, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Kyle?"
Hey, what do you think was the conversation with those 2 drivers?
Well, they interviewed both drivers. So it took a while to get the interview with David Gravel because Carlton Reimers brought both Kyle Larson and David Gravel into the trailer. We've heard that in NASCAR, haven't we? That's kind of taken a page out of NASCAR.
Right.
So Kyle Larson and David Gravel are pulled in to have a conversation in the trailer with Carlton Reimers. I don't know if anything was truly resolved because they interviewed David after. Of course, Kyle's comments was, "Hey, we're just putting on a show for the fans out here. Everything's cool, David had a different opinion about that, but he said, Kyle comes in here and, this is his hobby. We're out here fighting for championships. This is what we do for a real living. And Kyle's coming up here, trading slide jobs for third place, and I'm just trying to get through the night."
Who do you think was at fault, Kirk?
Well, I do blame David Gravel for spinning anybody out on a cool-down line. I don't think you should go out and retaliate with your
That
race
was after the checkered flag, right?
After the checkered flag, yeah. I don't think you should do that. But I understand where David was coming from.
Kirk, I would disagree with you.
Well, I understand why David was upset about it. The only thing I would criticize him with is spinning the guy out after the checkered flag. I don't think you should be doing anything after the checkered flag, but slowing down and going to the. Once the checkered flag is out, you should bring your car to the pits. That the race is over at that point. To retaliate on the cool-down lap after the checkered flag, that's a little bit dangerous out there. But I understand why David felt the way he did. I get it. Kyle's out here trading slide jobs for third place. He'd already won the $100,000 Joker jackpot. Some of these drivers are worn a little bit raw that Kyle won the big money on Thursday night. Here's the big famous NASCAR driver with the championships and all the money. He doesn't really need that $100,000 like we all do. That's the sentiment of the drivers, and David Gravel is one of them. So I get where David was coming from, and I don't disagree with why he was thinking the way he was. My only criticism is taking retaliation after the checkered flag.
Marie says too many drivers getting hurt.
There are too many drivers getting hurt, which is the bigger story. You know, this is the most recent story. The Gravel and Kyle Larson dust up last night. But
Kirk,
the real story is the drivers that had been hurt, not the least of which we're thinking about Tyler Courtney and Caleb Henry, two drivers in the hospital. I think Caleb Henry's been released after his incident at the Brad Doty Classic on Tuesday night, but we're all concerned about Tyler Courtney right now.
That wreck last night with the 87 car, that was brutal, wasn't it?
87 being Aaron Reitzel, and we were concerned about him. That was a vicious crash, and it's all because all the rain they've had at Eldora Speedway. It's juiced up the racetrack. They don't like Eldora Speedway being that heavy and wet and fast. They like to be it slicked off and not as dangerous, but Mother Nature has intervened this week, and I don't think we can criticize the folks at Eldora Speedway. They were dealt a hand, and, you know, they're trying to get the show in this week. They don't really want it that wet and heavy and fast and dangerous. They don't want it that way.
Zach Hampton hit him, didn't he?
Aaron Reitzel.
Yep.
I think Aaron's okay. They didn't take him in to the hospital. They took him into the care center to get checked over. I haven't heard any final word of if Aaron was injured in any way. They didn't take him into the hospital. People were a little bit concerned when the Life Flight helicopter took off from Eldora Speedway, and Johnny Gibson had to get onto the PA and say, hey, there's no driver in that helicopter. They had to leave for some other incident that happened. So as far as we know, Aaron was not taken in the hospital. We don't know if he has any injuries at all. We hope he's back in the 87 car tonight, but that was as scary a crash as we've seen all week that Aaron was involved in last night. But the most serious is Tyler Courtney. Sunshine was injured on Thursday night at the Joker's Jackpot, and the latest report we have is that he had surgery and is in post-op recovery. This according to Sunshine's Facebook page. Doctors are pleased with the results and expect a full recovery over the next few months. Please keep positive thoughts coming, as we still do have a long recovery ahead of us. I'm reading from the post. Tyler, of course, is ready to get back on the track. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it very much. So Sunshine is going to be out of a race car for months. But he's going to make a full recovery. According to this post, he's going to make a full recovery, and that is the best news of all. So thank God for that. The other scary incident happened earlier in this week at Attica Raceway Park at the Brad Doty Classic, where Caleb Henry was battling with Brady Bacon for a transfer spot in the B main of the World of Outlaws event at Attica, and this car snapped around heavily, and he was taken in by Life Flight helicopter. We understand that the report on Caleb is much better. He was due to be released from the hospital yesterday, and he's going to make a full recovery. So thank God for that news. Caleb Henry is going to be okay, but we saw some pretty vicious crashes all week long, didn't we, Scott?
Hey, Marie says Eldora is not my favorite track to watch wing racing. Glad I didn't have to watch Dirt Vision.
So she's not a big fan of Eldora Speedway.
Caleb Henry's Facebook page, 2 days ago, preliminary scans have come back clear. At this time, no indications of any further head, neck, or back injuries. More assessments will be. So Caleb family, team, and friends have seen the message and outpour of support. They cannot respond to everybody, but we are incredibly grateful for everyone's thoughts and prayers during this time.
Hey,
and the update.
Aaron Reitzel, Brian says that Aaron was transported with a broken foot.
Okay, that's that news I hadn't seen. I was looking around online to see a latest report. That's news I hadn't heard. Read that again. Where do you see that?
Brian said Aaron was transported to the Dayton Hospital with a broken foot.
Okay, we'll check confirmed that. That's news I hadn't heard, so I don't like the sound of that. So it sounds like Aaron's going to be out of the car for a while. So, man, it's this has been a dangerous week for sprint car racing, don't you think? It's been terrible.
You know,
the racing's been good.
You know, our thoughts and prayers will go out to Tyler Courtney.
Absolutely, yeah. According to his Facebook page, as I mentioned just a couple of moments ago, surgery was successful. They expect Tyler to make a full recovery, but he's going to be out of the car for months. But that news about Aaron Reitzel, I had not seen that. Of course, this is just overnight. Weren't sure exactly what the situation was with Aaron. We knew that Aaron had crawled out of the car on his own. He'd gotten out of the car on his own, and they took him into the infield care center, and that was the last I had heard.
You know, Ryan says that Gio is to sub for Aaron Reitzel.
Because Gio is out of a ride. That's the other big news that came up this week. Giovanni Scelzi, after a vicious crash on the opening night of the Joker's Jackpot, has left the KCP racing team as of immediately. They were together for 5 years. Gio had finished second in the Knoxville Nationals last year. He'd won some big paying races, including the $50,000 to win at Lakeside a few years ago. We all remember that race. Gio almost won the Joker's Jackpot a year ago until he crashed. But something happened between Gio and car owners, the rest of the team, after that vicious crash. Took a pretty wild flip on Wednesday night at Eldora Speedway, and by the next morning, he was out of the KCP number 18 car, and Gio is looking for a ride, so apparently he's going to step in and fill in for Aaron in the Ridge and Sons 87 car tonight as Aaron Reitzel recovers from what apparently is a broken foot. So all that news, Scott, and we haven't even talked about the winners yet. Kyle Larson wins the $100,000 on Thursday night, the Joker's Jackpot. Rico is perfect last night. He sets quick time. He wins his heat race, the dash, starts on the pole of the feature, and leads all 40 laps, or 30 laps of last night's night before the Kings Royal feature at Eldora Speedway.
Do you think Kyle Larson is the best sprint car driver going right now?
Well, he's one of the best. I'd put David Gravel and even Buddy Kofoid up into that. How about that run Kofoid made last night?
Corey Day, I think he's a player as well.
Oh, yeah. You got to put him into the mix as well. Corey Day won the one of the twin features on Wednesday night. That's his first win at Eldora Speedway.
Anthony Macri is one of the best drivers going right now, too.
Absolutely. Finished second in the Joker's Jackpot on Thursday night. But I think Kyle Larson, you'd have to say, is he the best? Well, he's won the last two Knoxville Nationals. But right now in 2025, I'd say he's one of the best. Not clearly head and shoulders above everybody else because the seasons that Buddy Kofoid and David Gravel and, Aaron Reitzel, we talked about him. He's been running up front and winning a lot of races, too. There's a lot of drivers that are among the best in all of sprint car racing. I don't think we can put anybody head and shoulders in 2025 above the other right now. Rico, look what he's doing. So
Rico led every lap last night.
He did. Buddy Kofoid, I was bringing him up. He did not qualify for the Joker's Jackpot on Thursday night because he had his own issues. But he came from 25th to 5th last night and the night before the Kings Royal. So a great run by Buddy Kofoid last night. And, you know, there were some other drivers that had good runs last night. How about Chris Wyndham coming from 28th to 10th in the Jason Sides number 7S car?
Would you agree that Sam Haferteef beat Blake Hahn?
Okay, now we're going to talk 360 racing.
Right.
The Don Swope Memorial Race.
At
we
Creek
all knew
County.
we all knew Don very well. Down
Right.
at the Chili Bowl. Todd, you knew Don. Yes, sir. And
Yes, sir. Sure
they
did.
had the memorial race at Creek County Speedway last night, and Sam Haferteef Jr. puts on the bib overalls that we're all so used to seeing Don wear. For the second year in a row, Sam Haferteef Jr. holds off Blake Hahn to win the Don Swope Memorial Race at Creek County Speedway for the ASCS National Tour. The other wing sprint car race we need to talk about is Joe B. Miller taking Ryan Newton out on the last lap to win at Spoon River Speedway last night. What did you think of that move? Joe B. Miller doubled up last night after he won the Extreme Outlaw Midget feature, his first in his career.
Do you think
he
Joe
jumps in his 410 sprint car on a one-lap finish to the race after a restart? Not a green-white checker, but a green-white at the same time.
Do
Coming
you
out
think
with one
Joe B-
lap, he slips up into Ryan Newton, takes him off the racetrack. Did he do it on purpose?
I think so. Do you think so, Kurt?
Well, they asked Joe Beam after the race, and he said, yeah, I was just trying to pull a slide and didn't mean to get into him. I think he felt he was sincere doing that, but it looked like I don't know how Ryan Newton felt about that. We didn't hear a comment from him after that race last night, but I'm sure I would almost bet that Ryan Newton probably didn't feel that way last night at the end of that race. But big night for Joe B. Miller as he doubles up at Spoon River Raceway. The other big event that's going on is the Lucas Oil Late Model event, the Silver Dollar Nationals at Houston Speedway in South Dakota. Jonathan Davenport wins the feature after Devin Moran wins on Thursday night. Where's the crowd at Houston Speedway? Didn't see many people up in the stands last night. And the track, I don't know, that track was weird. They ran for 38 laps single file down at the bottom of the racetrack. I don't think it took rubber, but it was just dominant at the bottom until Brandon Shepard decided he wanted to make a race out of it. Made it interesting toward the end, but track not real good shape.
I had a couple friends that were there last night, and they said if there was 200 or 300 people there, they would be surprised.
Well, that's sprint car country up there.
I mean, think about that. So, and also, like you said, the racing wasn't very good. It was, like you said, the week before, a few days earlier, you had one of the greatest late model races out there.
Shelby County Speedway at Harlan put on a great show, and I'm thinking maybe the Silver Dollar Nationals should go to
absolutely
Shelby County Speedway in Harlan, where they had a huge crowd on Tuesday night, and that was one of the great late model races you'll ever see. But last night, not so much. We'll see what happens. $75,000 on the line tonight at Houston Speedway for the Silver Dollar Nationals. We've got Austin Dillon coming up. NASCAR Cup Series driver.
Exclusive interview me and Kirk did.
Yes, sir.
All right. Track Talk is brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the POWRi Midwest Lightning Sprints. When we come back, Austin Dillon joins us next here on Track Talk.
Track Talk.
Rod End Supply is involved with a variety of motorsports as well as...
Did I get
3.5
out on that
minutes,
all right,
gentlemen.
Todd?
3.5 minutes.
Rod End Supply has provided superior
10-4.
products priced competitively. Whether you're racing at the circle track or drag strip, rock climbing, or going off-road, Rod End Supply has an assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products to keep your equipment moving. Rod End Supply's experienced staff is ready and willing to help you with your needs. Their promise is to continue to provide a superior product with superior service so you can stay in front of the field no matter what it is. To learn more, go to rodendsupply.com.
At Summit Heating and Cooling, we spend a lot of times in neighborhoods just like this. Your home is about 20 years old, and your cooling system's on its last legs. That's why you'll see our bright orange vans and trucks rolling down your street. We've staked our reputation on quality work, straight talk, and the refusal to cut corners. Are other companies telling you they can't get the new refrigerant? We're fully stocked and ready to keep you cool. So keep an eye out. I'm sure you'll see one of us soon. Visit summithtckc.com to schedule today.
Robert Brogdon's Olathe Buick GMC has been Kansas City's go-to dealership since 1995. They're proud to offer the area's biggest selection and best deals on new vehicles. Save up to $14,000 on new GMC Sierra or drive away in a new Buick with 0.9% APR and no payments for 90 days. Hundreds of vehicles, thousands in savings, one trusted name. Visit robertbrogdon.com or stop by I-35 in Santa Fe. Robert Brogdon Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Length of term varies for special APR. Must qualify and finance through GMF.
The Science of Guinness World Records now open at Union Station. The exhibit dives into the science behind incredible record-breaking feats from the biggest spectacles to the smallest wonders anywhere. The Science of Guinness World Records goes behind the scenes with the stories and secrets of those who made history, and guests will have the chance to try it themselves with over 70 interactive displays challenging friends, family, and other visitors. The Science of Guinness World Records is here for a limited time. Buy your tickets at unionstation.org. Presented by Thrivent.
90 seconds, gentlemen, 90 seconds.
Kansas City has trusted City Rent-A-Truck for all their work truck needs. Whether you're tackling a construction project, working on power lines, or just need to transport your crew, we have a reliable fleet of work-ready, on-demand vehicles to keep you moving. Flatbeds, bucket trucks, pickups, dump trucks, service bodies, and much more. We offer the widest selection of vocational vehicles in the industry. Visit us today at cityrent-a-truck.com.
Ring the bell! We've done it again! Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875 fixed. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. Lock in this incredible 4.875 rate and get your cash in as little as 14 days. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Hey, Kansas City, this is Stephen St. John from my friends at Kansas City Credit Union. And right now at Kansas City Credit Union, make no payments for 90 days for either an auto purchase or refinance loan. The refinance must be a loan from another financial institution. Get the money you need and the peace of mind you've been looking for. Minimum 550 credit score required to qualify. Limited time offer, so check it out now. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information.
If you work, worship, or reside in Jackson, Cass, or Clay County, Missouri, you are eligible for membership.
Welcome back to Track Talk. It's all brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the POWRi Midwest Lightning Sprints. Kirk?
I'm still trying to figure out the news that you guys repeated or was repeated here about Aaron Reitzel's.
No, it wasn't
injury.
news. It was just Ryan was just bringing up a thought. That wasn't a news.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the broken foot.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
Where did we see that?
Oh, I don't know, but I did see when he was getting out, he was having serious issues putting weight on his feet. So he fell right to the track when you saw him get out of that car after that bad.
Kurt,
that was a bad wreck.
But I haven't seen the report about it broken.
No,
foot.
no, I haven't either. I looked as well.
So we need to clarify that.
Hey, Kurt.
Aaron Reitzel had a foot. He was complaining about his foot last night. He was taken into the infield care center. I haven't seen any report that he was taken to the hospital last night, but maybe he was. But then the other thing we talked about, if Aaron Reitzel's not able to go tonight, that Gio Scelzi would step in and drive. That's just somebody asking a question.
Ryan Ragler just said,
Yeah.
do you think maybe he could step in? No, that was
Gio doesn't have a ride right now, so I guess it would make sense if Aaron wasn't able to go tonight that Gio would step in.
Kirk, it's not looking good for Knoxville tonight, is it?
I don't like the weather forecast up there. I haven't heard any update on the status of tonight's big 360 show, and there's 410s also racing in Knoxville tonight. Big money on the line for the 360s.
15,000 to win.
Yeah, but the weather forecast not looking good at Knoxville tonight. Keep our fingers crossed that they can get that in. So we were planning on heading up there tonight. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll check the latest weather here in a little bit. But earlier this week, we spoke with Austin Dillon, NASCAR Cup Series driver for RCR Racing. They're at Dover Motor Speedway this weekend as the NASCAR Cup Series gets back in action. Been a tough year for Richard Childress Racing with both Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch trying to make some headway in this next-gen car. But Austin Dillon seems excited about some of the racetracks coming up. And here is a conversation we had with Austin Dillon here a couple of days ago. Hey, Austin, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate your time. Just your overall evaluation of everything that's gone on in 2025. How would you evaluate your season so far?
Man, it's been ups and downs. We've showed some speed at times. We cranked out 3 top 10s earlier this year, and that was solid, but we haven't really got back to the form we need to be at. We had a lot of pace at the Chicago Street Course and was unfortunately involved in the wreck with Hocevar there, but we're digging on it, trying to find some of that speed that we need each and every weekend. So not the season we've wanted so far, but there's some opportunities that are coming up.
What is the biggest challenge with this new car for both you and Kyle?
I think, the edginess of it. Kyle always talks about how easy it is to step over the edge. It's hard to drive it at 100%. You almost have to be just under that potential of the tire because of the slip that happens when it gets too hot. And it's just it's a smaller sidewall and a little edgier than the old car.
And it's hard to overdrive it, right? You got to kind of take what it gives you.
Yeah, you got to really, be in tune with the car and know that, it's easy to overstep. But yeah, taking what it'll give you is very important.
What are some of the racetracks coming up that you feel? I know you won at Richmond last year, but what are some of the racetracks that you really are excited about coming up?
Man, I enjoy Iowa. It's another short track that we can go out there and run really well. I think they're in the fastest lap of the race last year there. Indy's a crown jewel. You always get it going there, having a shot to win one of the biggest races in our sport.
And you've got 2 crown jewels. You won a Daytona 500 and a Coke 600. This would really add to that if you were to win the Brickyard. Just how do you feel? You were gone from the big oval for 3 years, and now you're back. You got back there last year. Do you think that you probably should have never went away from the oval at the Brickyard?
Well, I know I enjoy going to Indy and everything that goes along with that race. I'm excited it's at the big track for sure, and having a shot to win one of the crown jewels, to get 3 of the 4, I definitely am glad we're at the big track.
Iowa Speedway, you brought that track up. That's one of the tracks that's pretty close to our area. They made a lot of changes to that racetrack. They repaved part of that racetrack, really smoothed it out. What do you think of Iowa Speedway overall?
Iowa Speedway is, it's one of those places that going there, I'm really pumped for our partner at Growth Energy and Get Bioethanol. There's a lot of corn growers that come out to Iowa Speedway. My first NASCAR Truck Series win was at Iowa, and I've led a lot of laps out there, so I've always enjoyed going there. And it's one of those places that is a lot of fun for me because it's a comfortable track. As soon as I show up, I feel like I can be competitive.
How different is that from Richmond? It's a similar configuration, but how different is it?
It's pretty different. Similar configuration, but more banking. You kind of run up the track more at Iowa. Quite a bit different, really. People always said, I've run good at Richmond or Iowa. Those places are totally different. It takes a different style to me. The aggressiveness that you can show at Iowa is you can be a little more aggressive at Iowa than Richmond from a line perspective and how hard you are on the throttle.
Do we have too many road races on the NASCAR Cup Series?
I don't know. I think, it's a good mixture. We're doing a lot of racing throughout the year and going to some of these road races. It's fun, but, I think we need to change it up constantly at these road races, try different ones. I think that, it can get stale from time to time going to the same couple races. I think the street course at Chicago has been fun, but I'm not a huge fan of Watkins Glen per se, but I think some of these tracks that we go to, we just need to change it up and try new places. I think it always presents better racing when we go there for the first time, more parity.
What don't you like about Watkins Glen?
Man, it's so hard to pass at Watkins Glen. I feel like it's not very great passing zones. You got one or two spots that you can really take advantage of. And you know, since it's been repaved, that's been the biggest thing. The repave has been tougher to pass, I feel like. So, I mean, maybe once it wears out, it'll be a little better.
Sonoma, they put sealer on the racetrack. It made things a little bit different tire. Just your overall thoughts about Sonoma this past weekend.
Yeah, you know, I think my overall thoughts is SVG is a problem. The guy is fast. I mean, he is putting a whole new level of pace to the field that we've got to find. And Sonoma, though, it acted like the old track, truthfully. It was very tough to get a grip. Forward drive was an issue, and it's only been paved 1 year, so I thought that was interesting.
What do you figured out what he's doing that nobody else is right now? Is it the footwork? Is just the way he drives the car? What is it?
Yeah, you know, I think he's very in tune with his car and what he needs, but I think his footwork gives him a slight advantage. You know, he's not really he's not doing two things at once is the best way to put it. He's never on the brake or on the throttle at the same time. It seems like very clean on his transitions, and he just knows what he needs to go fast, and then he goes and does it.
The Monster Mile coming up this weekend. That is a pretty treacherous racetrack. What do you think of the Concrete Mile, Monster Mile at Dover?
Man, high-speed place that you really got to physically be ready and then do a very good job of being disciplined about the lines you take. It's easy to wear out your tires on that concrete track because the rubber really lays down, so trying to find that balance from practice to race is really important, like it is every weekend.
I see you're into the bull fighting team. You're general manager or a part owner of a bull riding team? Tell us about that.
Yeah, you know, we own one of the PBR teams franchises, 5-on-5 bull riding. It's been a blast working with the Cowboys, and this past weekend we went 2-1 on the weekend in our games in Oklahoma. We got a home event September 12th through the 14th in Greensboro, North Carolina. And if you've never been to a PBR bull riding, you're missing out. It's adrenaline packed. It's good for your family and your friends to come out and enjoy. It's a lot of fun.
Have you ever tried that out yourself? Do you want to ride a bull?
No, I'm going to stick to the race car with the roll cage, all my seat belts and safety devices.
You know, we're big into dirt racing here with the Racing Boys. You had some big experience in dirt racing. You raced a dirt modified. You still want to get out on the dirt every now and then. How long's it been since you've been on the dirt?
Man, it's been a minute. I miss it. I definitely would enjoy to get back out there. I was going to try and plan a race in the off season, but man, our season's so long and such a grind that the weekends you do have in the off season, you want to go and enjoy them with your family. And but I do want to get back on the dirt. I got to find the right opportunity and go slide around somewhere.
Hey, before I let you go, I got to ask you about Kansas Speedway. That's our local track too. Your thoughts about Kansas Speedway? You'll be coming back here in late September.
Yeah, you know, Kansas Speedway, it's a cool track. You know, the progressive banking that it has, you run right up by the fence. You're starting to find other lines off of the wall as the rubber lays down. Very cool track. You can throw some sliders from time to time. And, good racing, 3-4 wide. Restarts are intense. But, yeah, it's created some good racing.
That is Austin Dillon, driver of the number 3 Chevrolet for RCR Racing. He won that race at Richmond last year. Remember that?
Right.
He punted to take the guy out, and the NASCAR said, well, you can keep the win, but you're not going to the playoffs. Remember that?
Took him out of the playoffs.
Right.
He would like to win a race, which I think it's possible he could do it. He's won at Daytona before. He's got a Daytona 500, and he's won the summer race at Daytona before. He won that race at Richmond last year. So I think there's a possibility that Austin Dillon could sneak in a win here before the playoffs and get in?
Yeah, it's a wild card when you have Daytona. You know that, I know that. Anybody can win, and he's already proven he's got the goods to win there. So,
well, the big question is, can Kyle Busch win a race?
Well, that's the thing. We're coming.
She didn't win
a
race at all last year,
and we're here. We are again, right? I mean, I don't know.
He hadn't won a race this year, has he?
Or last year?
He's got 2 full years almost under. I mean,
I think the closest that he came to winning a race last year was out of Kansas Speedway.
Yeah,
don't
it was the
think?
Kansas Speedway race.
It is a miracle that Kyle Busch has not won a race in 2 years.
I don't think he's lost his driving talent. I just think with these cars, you just can't overdrive them.
What do you think, Todd?
You switch teams, and you kind of come out of your comfort zone a little bit. He came in there thinking that he was probably going to have, not dominate, but he probably come in there and win some races.
Well, he did win races right out of the gate for RCR.
And then now we're, like you said, with this new car, he's having some issues.
Well, he was so used to taking a car that maybe would be a 10th place car and making it a 5th place car.
Absolutely.
With these cars, if you overdrive them, you're going to spin out.
Right.
You can't carry these cars like you could the old car, and with Busch's driving talent, with these new cars, you can't make a 10th place car a 5th place car as easily as you could the old car. So I think that's the problem that he's run into. And let's be honest, the RCR cars have just not been as good as some of the other race teams.
Kirk?
Yeah, that's true.
Colt Macedo flipped at Fremont, didn't he?
Big week for the Macedo family, huh?
Right.
Carson Macedo finished second last night and the night before the Kings Royal, and he won the Brad Doty Classic at Attica Raceway Park on Tuesday night. But the night before, his brother Cole, who's a full-time driver on the World of Outlaws for Wayne Johnson, doing the crew chief on that 2C car, won the race at Fremont, the high limit event at Fremont on Monday night, and then flipped after the checkered flag. Got into the rear of a car that had already slowed down after the checkered, and that car must have went 25 foot in the air. Yeah, that was a pretty wild flip that Colt Macedo had. He was okay after that, but they had to lift the car on a skid steer, take it to the scales to make sure it made weight, and they had to be pretty ginger about setting it onto the scales with all 4 wheels, but I know Wayne was pretty worried about that car making weight, but it did, and then they carried the car out to victory lane.
Wayne Johnson had a right to be worried about making weight.
He did, yeah. I mean, a car takes a pretty big flip like that. You're just hoping that there's obviously some pieces that fly off the race car in a situation like that, but it did make weight. He was able to get it to victory lane, and Colt Macedo wins his first national touring event, a big night for Wayne Johnson and that 2C car to celebrate in victory lane, although they had a lot of work to do to get the ready to go for the next night. So
Track Talk.
Congratulations. The Macedo family really had a good week.
Track Talk is brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the POWRi Midwest Lightning Sprints. When we come back, Cannon McIntosh is going to join us next here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Track Talk.
Rod End Supply is involved with a variety of motorsports as well as industrial applications with many different types.
You got 3 minutes, gentlemen. 3 minutes.
10-4.
Superior products priced competitively. Whether you're racing at the circle track or drag strip, rock climbing, or going off-road, Rod End Supply is an assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products to keep your equipment moving. Rod End Supply's experienced staff is ready and willing to help you with your needs. Their promise is to continue to provide a superior product with superior service so you can stay in front of the field no matter what it is. To learn more, go to rodendsupply.com.
Make sure to check out the Sports Radio 810 WHB app for all of our great content, live streams, social media, and all of our podcast clips in one place. Your one-stop shop for all things 810. Whether you're in your car, at home, or at your kid's soccer game, you will never miss the action. So download today. Brought to you by Greenlight Dispensary. Go to greenlightdispensary.com for any of their 5 Kansas City area locations for all premium cannabis products. greenlightdispensary.com.
The Science of Guinness World Records now open at Union Station. The exhibit dives into the science behind incredible record-breaking feats from the biggest spectacles to the smallest wonders anywhere. The Science of Guinness World Records goes behind the scenes with the stories and secrets of those who made history, and guests will have the chance to try it themselves with over 70 interactive displays challenging friends, family, and other visitors. The Science of Guinness World Records is here for a limited time. Buy your tickets at unionstation.org. Presented by Thrivent.
Hen House, your neighborhood market, always has great specials. Right now, check out these hot picks, good through August 10th. Classic beef tenderloin, only $13.99 a pound. You save $2 per pound. St. Louis-style pork ribs, sold whole in Cryovac, only $2.99 a pound. And Seabest Easy Peel raw shrimp, 16 ounces, 26 to 30 count, only $5.99 each. It's all right now at your Hen House market. Now 100% family owned. Go right now to henhouse.com for all these specials and more. Summer is heating up, and so are the savings at Big O Tires. Right now through August 10th, get up to $200 in savings on select.
1 minute, gentlemen. 1 minute.
Upgrade your daily drive. Big O's got the deals to keep you rolling. Plus, Big O Tires offers expert services on brakes, alignment, oil changes, and so much more. All with financing options tailored to fit your budget. So make an appointment online right now at BigOTires.com and visit your locally owned and operated Big O Tires today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's summer in Kansas City, and for most families, that means weeknights on the sports fields, kids' camps, pool days, and hustling back and forth with no time to prepare meals. Joe's KC Barbecue has you covered this summer with the Joe's To Go app. Dinner will be on the way without opening your door. All of your smoked favorites are just a few clicks away on the Joe's To Go app. Order for 1 or 100. Don't spend your summer in a drive-thru. Swing by Joe's for that traditional KC competition barbecue and tell them SSJ sent you.
Brought to you by Easton Roofing. For all your residential and commercial roofing needs, gutters too. It's Easton Roofing, where integrity matters.
Welcome back to Track Talk. It's all brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the POWRi Midwest Lightning Sprints. Kirk?
Cannon McIntosh had a pretty good couple of weeks, hasn't he? Won the BC 39 at Indianapolis, and then he wins at Sweet Springs. Backs that up with a victory on the second of 2 nights at Jefferson County Speedway in Fairbury, Nebraska last Saturday night. Last night, he finished his 5th in the Extreme Outlaw race at Spoon River Raceway. And we spoke with Cannon McIntosh on our Mostly Motorsports show on Monday, and here's a little bit of that conversation. I'll bet you're feeling really good now that you're the points leader. You're coming off that big $10,000 to win on Saturday night. Things are rolling pretty good with you and Keith Kunz Motorsports, huh?
Yeah, I definitely can't complain to look at where we were at just a couple weeks ago, pretty buried in the championship. Yeah, it's definitely a solid week for us and pretty consistent week. So definitely making strides in the right direction.
We'll talk about that big win on Saturday night, but we'll step back to the BC 39. You become the first driver to win that event twice, and you did it back-to-back, but that night got off to a pretty rocky start when you crashed your race car, and you had to start 19th in that feature, and you somehow found your way to victory lane. How did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it really just came down to keeping our heads in it, and my crew always stays in it no matter the situation. Whether we have a chance, whether it's a slim chance or a good chance, they just get to work. And yeah, we obviously got upside down in our qualifier and had to fix the car up, and they got it all handled, and we went out and won the B main. And from there, it's kind of nothing to lose mentality. You start 19th, just kind of got to do your best and just try to claw forward. And we just luckily had a very good race car. Bo had the thing on kill, and Phil and Spencer had all the fine tuning done, and it just came down to me just doing my part, staying out of the incidents early and just being there at the end. We got that late race yellow, and I kind of knew with 2 to go it was just time to attack, and we were able to get to the lead there and just protect on the last lap and bring it home.
You picked up the win at Sweet Springs and Fairbury. Talk about those 2 races as well.
Yeah, those were obviously just as for me, they're just as big. I mean, all the wins are important, and those were also good for us in the championship. We've been pretty well far behind, and anytime you win, you obviously outscored anybody else in the field. So the more you can do that, the better. So those were good wins for us. And Beloit, we ran second. And the first night at Jefferson County, we ran second. And then obviously the last night there, the Midwest Midget Championship, I've been very close to winning that before, sliding on the white flag and leading on the white flag lap and getting ran off the edge and just being so close to winning that one. It was nice to finally win that race and just obviously pass some really good cars to do it. And it's tough right now with the top 5 guys are so even and so close. So anytime you can drive by guys like that and win the race, it's you have a good package under you, and you just got to keep doing your thing.
5 races in a row, you've not finished worse than second, and that comes off that BC 39 victory. Just what did that do to your confidence? Obviously, it did a lot because you've been on such a kill since you won the BC 39. Just talk about the mindset you have now after winning all these races.
Yeah, I think it just kind of helped me just dial into what we're doing and not worry about anybody else. It's when you're struggling, it's easy to look all around and look at who's doing what and how well other people are doing. But I feel like after a couple of good finishes, it allowed me to kind of focus back in on what I'm doing and that it doesn't matter worrying about anybody else. So just staying locked into our mission and just trying to have good team chemistry between Bo and I and just going out and executing. And I think that's what we've been doing very well at lately. And just continuing to keep our heads down and just I kind of look at it like, the winning obviously gives you confidence, but it all, like for me, I kind of go into the next night like I've never won a race before and try to treat it like I'm hungrier than ever. So I think when you can balance, the 2 things, it's a recipe for success.
Saturday night at Fairbury, you really had to work at it. It seems like I saw you as far back as 10th at one time, and somehow you found your way back up into the lead. Just that you had to work for that weight race on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of part of the handling the adversity thing. It didn't get a great start, fell back a little bit, and kind of just fell into line and picked a few guys off here and there throughout the first half of the race, and made a little bit of ground, but we weren't making a ton. And then we had a restart, I think, with a little under 20 to go, and I made an adjustment to the shocks, and the car was close, but I decided I was going to change my line and go to the bottom, so I knew I could take a swing at it compared to when you're running the cushion, you can change it up a little bit. So I took a little bit of a swing at it and just decided to change my line and go to the bottom there. I knew I didn't have too much to lose, running 8th at the time, so went down there and the car was sticking pretty good at the track. I had to just kind of figure the line out a little bit and start to be patient with it as I started picking guys off. And before we knew it, we were into the lead, and from there we just hung on.
Hannah McIntosh, driving for Keith Kunz Motorsports, has had a pretty good couple of weeks, and tonight they'll try to go at it again at Spoon River Raceway tonight. Weather forecast don't look very good in central Illinois either, Scott.
Right.
So keep your fingers crossed they'll be able to get that going. And looking at the forecast at Knoxville tonight, where you and I were planning on going, I don't like what I see. There's thunderstorms as we speak right now, rolling through Knoxville. It's supposed to be partly sunny to cloudy through most of the day, and then I'm seeing the hour-by-hour forecast, thunderstorm rolling in about 6 o'clock tonight. That's not when you want to see rain coming in.
Nope.
So 3M night at Knoxville in jeopardy. We'll keep tabs with the social media there at Knoxville Raceway. Nothing's been announced yet. And, with the Duncan family, they're going to try to do all they can to get that track ready to go tonight. They got rained out 2 weeks ago, if you remember.
Right.
They got last week's show in. Brian Brown made an epic run to win that race last week. But tonight they're going to focus on the 360 cars. $15,000 to win tonight. The Malvern Bank 360 Series, part of that show up there. 410's also on the card tonight. But right now, I think you and I better hold back before we head to Knoxville to wait and see what it might do. Let's hope it clears out, and maybe they'll change the forecast and look better tonight. We'll see what happens.
Blake McMillan said that I agree with you, Scott. Whether Brownie beats Danny's record or not, it's realistic possibility. My reasoning is that the Outlaws and the High Limit Series nowadays, the weekly competition is softer up at
here's
Knoxville.
Here's the real challenge. Brian has got 69 career wins at Knoxville. He needs 43 more just to tie his Uncle Danny, who has 112. Brownie is 46 years old? And he's done the 69 wins over the last, how many years has Brian raced at Knoxville? Now, you think that's a realistic shot of him catching Danny? I don't believe that. I'm not even sure that Brian believes that he can catch Danny. But I think he's pretty solid in the number 2 spot for a while. The next closest to the active drivers, closest to Brian as far as him losing second, would be Terry McCarl. Terry McCarl's got 59 career wins, which I suppose, Terry's not a young guy either. He's
how old is he?
He's focused more on the 360 cars than he has the 410s. I'm not sure how old Terry is. He's older than Brian. But I think that Brian is pretty solid in the number 2 spot, and I don't think Danny's got a lot to worry about with his 112 career victories at Knoxville.
He's got to get 43 more wins, doesn't
43 more. Now, you think he's got a chance of doing that? I don't.
I do.
But, hey, speaking of Brian Brown, I thought he had a pretty good run at the Joker's Jackpot the other night. Came from the B main to finish in 8th. That's a pretty good run.
Right.
So we'll see what he does. He's out in Eldora tonight. Forecast at Eldora Speedway not looking the best right now. Let's hope it looks better than Knoxville, Eldora does, but there's still a threat of rain there too. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens tonight. One other thing that I was wanting to mention, Gio Scelzi stepping out of that 18 KCP car. He posted a message on his Facebook page the other night, and I had that pulled up, but he left on his own from KCP Racing, and
do you think that's a good move, Kirk?
2 minutes, gentlemen.
Well, I don't know what happened, but I'll read that full post. But Gio Scelzi left on his own from KCP Racing, but I'll read that post coming up in hour 2. But I just want to remind everybody, if you're going to Knoxville tonight or anytime, make sure you go to the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. It is open. They got the Manzanita Speedway salute up there. We're just a few weeks away. It's getting closer and closer to Nationals time, and the Corvette giveaway will be on October the 16th is when they'll draw for it. The last day to enter is August 10th. I said October. August 16th is when they draw for it. August 10th is the last day you can enter Go to winacorvette.org to get registered. It's 2025 ZR1 with the ZTK Performance Package, 1,064 horsepower. You can win this car. Winacorvette.org to get registered for that. National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. It's open 7 days a week.
All right, hour number 2 coming up. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as well.
You can watch it everywhere, racingboys.com. Hey, thanks, Jay Powers. Great job. Todd Surprise, as always. You got it covered, my man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate everybody tuning into Track Talk here on Sports Radio 810. It's all brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the PowerEye Midwest Lightning Sprints.
Listen to our Mostly Motorsports show on Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. We can't thank you enough for doing so.
Rod End Supply is involved with a variety of motorsports as well as industrial applications with many different types of products. Since 1989, Rod End Supply has provided superior products priced competitively. Whether you're racing at the circle track or drag strip, rock climbing, or going off-road, Rod End Supply has an assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products to keep your equipment moving. Rod End Supply's experienced staff is ready and willing to help you with your needs. Their promise is to continue to provide a superior product with superior service so you can stay in front of the field no matter what it is. To learn more, go to rodendsupply.com.
Fire up the grill with Carne Diem in Briarcliff.
Thanks,
right
man.
now,
Appreciate
grab
it,
your $35 steak pack loaded with 4 hand-selected beefsteaks and your choice.
It's all good. I'll see you next week, okay?
All right, have a good week, man.
Yep.
Especially sportswear in-house. We do all of the screen printing, all the embroidery. We do some vinyl. The other ad specialty items like your pens, magnets, notepads, calendars. You can actually buy that, build your business to make it larger. We have the largest screen printing process and the largest embroidery anywhere around in the area. We can do stuff all the way from your school clubs to sports teams, a professional look in the office. If you can imagine it, we can do it for you.
From the circle track to the drag strip to off-road racing, Rod End Supply has been keeping their customers at the front of the field since 1989. Whether you need rod ends, tubular rods, or specialty products, Bob Douglas and his Rod End Supply staff are always ready to help you with your needs. You can visit them on the web at rodendsupply.com or call them at 800-284-2902. That's 800-284-2902. Rod End Supply, keeping you at the front of the field.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sabres 33 RLP. Let's go take a tour. Coming into this animal, we're going to take a trip back here to the feature of this trailer, the deck. Check it out. It's awesome. It's 4 by 10 feet. You can dance on this thing. Boom! Check it out. It's pretty nice. And then coming to the back of this thing, you got a 75-inch TV. It's huge. 60-inch fireplace. Nice and big, keep you warm. Then you got an ottoman that converts into a table, if you will, maybe some TV trays. Then this hide-a-bed that I'm pointing at, it comes out and folds into like a king-size bed with storage in the corner for all your linens. Great little addition to the trailer. Your dinette, of course. Then you're gonna come around to the kitchen with the tic-toc sink. It's got the spritzer and the waterfall and all that stuff. Residential style refrigerator. It's got the microwave and the oven that's residential as well. Big old pantry over here with motion detected lights, coffee bar, and then coming up to the bedroom, you'll have the bathroom first, nice and spacious with a seat in it for them ladies. And then we got the king size bedroom with washer dryer hookup. I'm telling you, this is a home run for a couples coach. Come and see me, Kyle Walker.
When Steve died, the outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
So we have a lot of folks come in interested in traveling for work. This is going to be a great option. Your Coachman Northern Spirit 2565 front kitchen. You have a nice wraparound full front kitchen here. Huge windows up top. Big 12-volt refrigerator. Lots of windows on the sides here. Great natural light coming in. You have your big TV over here on the swing arm bracket so you can kind of see it from any point in the room. Also have your bar stools here. Sit and eat your breakfast. In the bedroom, you're going to have a king-size bed in the slide-out. Lots of storage underneath that. Washer, dryer, hookup. Tons of storage with the drawers. Then you got your full bath across the back. When it comes down to a camper that you can get for 6,500 pounds and be under 30 feet long, this is an absolute home run.
Race fans, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is open 7 days a week, year-round, for you to come in and check out all of the wonderful race cars on display in the museum. And our online store at sprintcarstuff.com is open 24 hours a day for you to check out everything that we have in stock for sprint car fans. Whether it's for a birthday, anniversary, or Christmas, sprintcarstuff.com has it all. That's at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Hey everybody, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and you are listening to RacingBoys.com, and if you're not, I swear to you, get in your truck or do something, but get the hell out of this country, because you don't belong in it if you don't listen to these fellas.
It's time for America's most unique motorsports show, Track Talk, brought to you by Rod End Supply and the Power Ride Midwest Lightning Sprints. Here are the racing boys, Scott Traylor and Kirk Elliott.
Welcome back to Track Talk. It's all brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the Power Ride Midwest Lightning Sprints. We've got Cannon McIntosh, Garrett Albinson, and Wesley Smith coming up, Kirk.
Scott, you know, we lost Mike Franks last year. He was the owner of US 36 Raceway, 8-mile drag strip up there, the dirt track. He built that dirt track up there. And the untimely passing of Mike last year, but the legacy of US 36 Raceway goes on. His son Vince is keeping the drag strip going. They've repaved the drag strip, Scott. It's an all-concrete track. They just repaved it. And to commemorate the new repaving of the drag strip at US 36 Raceway, they're going to have the first annual Mike Franks Memorial coming up next Friday and Saturday at US 36 Raceway. They got a lot of money on the line.
That's on the 25th and 26th, right, Kirk?
25th and 26th of July. And it's the first annual Mike Franks Memorial Race. There's going to be some heavy hitters showing up for this. With a lot of money, $20,000 on the line if you have certain things going on, set of racewear, wheels, 10.5 Outlaw, 530 Index. You people that follow drag racing know about all of these types of things with bracket racing and so forth. They got the Outlaw classes up there, $10,000 to win. This is a big event, brand new racetrack.
There's the information there on the screen.
We've got on the screen the flyer up there. See all the details. You can go to us36raceway.com, go to their Facebook page. They've got that flyer up there. But check this event out. Racer gates open at 3 o'clock, spectator gates at 4, racing at 6 next Friday and Saturday at US 36 Raceway Drag Strip. That's located just west of Cameron, right off US 36, about an hour north of Kansas City. Should be a good show.
Todd's always good at putting up the graphics.
They even got a small tire entry race, too. $200 small tire entry. So if you're racing 28 by 10.5 now or smaller, so that kind of lets some of the people that race on the street, you know what I mean? Kind of like my Mustang, it can get in there because it doesn't have the big fatties on the back. It just has the regular street tires.
Do you got slicks on it?
No, not on this car. On my old Mustang, I used to have I had the cheaters. They were called cheater slicks. They were Mickey Thompson Super Stickies is what they were called. And they looked like regular tires until you heated them up, and then they got all gummy. But it kept the popo off you when you would drive around. He would check your tread, and he'd say, "No, you're good." But if I got those bad boys heated up, boy, they were just like drag tires. They got super sticky, and bought those over a weld wheel back in the day.
Well, how cool is that? The US 36 Raceway is an all-concrete
Yeah, that's
racetrack.
really cool. That's really cool that they've got that all. And like you said, that flyer is on. There's the other flyer right there
That's
with
a
the
good logo right
picture
there.
of Mike Franks there.
Yeah.
So
well, we miss him, don't we?
Yeah,
We miss Mike Franks.
He was always
Wow.
good to the show and always came on.
They need to
and
build a statue of Mike right out at the entrance of US 36 Raceway. That has
So if you're going up there,
You think they need to build a statue?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There needs to be a big statue of Mike Franks at the entrance of US 36 Raceway. I think so.
small tire main event, steel roof and quarters, slicks or radials. So you're good to go, guys. Have fun out there. Be careful and race on the track, not on the street. That's
Mike,
my
Mike had a passion for drag racing and sprint car racing.
He did.
He loved them both. So that's well reflected in the facility up there. You got the dirt track and you got the drag strip up there at US 36 Raceway. So
Kirk,
make sure you check that. I was going to read that post from Gio Scelzi after he walked away from the KCP. Are you surprised this happened? Because I thought he was
I'm a
pretty
little
happy over
surprised
there.
by that news.
Something went on for him to leave immediately. But here's the
What
post.
do you think, Kirk?
I don't know.
wanna know what I think?
I'm going to read you the post.
What do you think, Todd?
Before Kirk reads, my thought was after I saw that wreck,
That was a wild wreck.
It was a really bad wreck, and he moved around quite a bit in that car when it came to land. I saw a lot of movement.
He's okay, though.
He's okay. Yeah. I'm just wondering if there may have been some kind of issue. My thought was if for
Safety
somebody
issue?
Yeah, somebody to walk away like that.
Right.
After I saw that wreck, maybe there was something that he had said earlier, and then we had this big wreck. And then maybe
we're just speculating.
Like you said, this is complete speculation on my part.
But the wreck had something to do with it, don't you think?
I 100% agree with. So whether something was said before the race, like maybe he had some concern about something and they didn't address it, or whatever. But like I said, this is all me just speculating. But when I saw that wreck, Kirk, the first thing I thought was that was pretty violent. And if I know the Scelzi's dad and somebody, even though these guys are adults now,
Dominic, his brother.
Yeah, I
Gary,
think
his dad, the famous drag racer.
They don't take safety
lightly,
lightly at all. And that would be if I had to speculate, that would be my speculation that something happened after that crash or before that crash that led into that.
Here's the post. I'll just read it. Right now, it's on social media. I have decided to part ways with KCP Racing effective immediately. Thank you to Matt, Brett, and every single one of our partners for an incredible 5 years of racing. They gave me the equipment and people to elevate my career and race with the best competitors in the world. Thank you, Adam Clark, for being a part of the team since I started in 2020. Not really sure what is next. But it just seems so sudden that this happened. I didn't see it coming. I mean, we had Gio on our show here a couple of months ago, and everything seemed,
Right.
and he'd been with them for 5 years. They finished second at the Nationals last year, ran well at Knoxville.
Do you think it was a safety issue, Kirk?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, to me, the wreck had something to do with the immediate parting of the ways. There was something to happen in the aftermath of the crash on Wednesday night. And for him to walk away immediately, now if you're thinking about leaving the team, wouldn't you do it at the end of the season?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's like I said, somebody said something or something wasn't said or
something happened.
Something.
But I think that the wreck,
I think
the
Todd,
crash had something to do with it.
I think Todd said it right. I think that it was a safety issue.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, like you said, I have no.
Maybe we'll find
all
out.
Speculation, but we'll find out. This is,
Gio is pretty transparent guy. I would think at some point he'll fill all the blanks in
Obviously.
and tell us what the story is.
Well, this tweet was from 9:47 in the morning, so it wasn't like he was, he was up early the next day.
Well, he slept on it.
Yeah, so it wasn't like
next morning,
that's what I was going to say. It wasn't like he.
That's it.
He posted something at night before he went to bed, and then you think about it. No, this was he slept on it, and like you said, I'm glad that he's
But
not.
it's immediate.
Yeah, it's starting today. So, like you said, I don't know. I hope everything's all right. Like you said,
I think Giovanni will land on his feet somewhere. He's an excellent driver.
Oh yeah.
I would think that he would be in demand of somebody wanting Gio to drive their race car. I'd want him to drive my race car, wouldn't you? If I owned a race car, I'd want Gio to drive my race
You think that Aaron Reitzel, because of his broken foot, you think he's going to?
Well, I don't. First of all, we don't know if Aaron Reitzel's got a broken foot.
We haven't even seen
we
any
don't know
reports yet of that. Yet,
we were responding to some social media posts. There is nothing on Aaron. Okay, here's what we do know. There's nothing on the Aaron Reitzel social media, any medical reports about any injuries, if he has any. Now, he was taken into the care. This is what we know. Aaron Reitzel was taken into the care center at Eldora Speedway to get checked out. That's all we know. As far as we know, he's going to race tonight in the 87 car. And until we hear otherwise, I'm going to assume Aaron Reitzel's going to be behind the wheel of the 87 car tonight. Now, was he complaining of something? Yeah, for him to be taken in to be checked out, and that was a vicious wreck. Anybody who saw that crash last night had to be really concerned for Aaron Reitzel. But we don't have any official medical report on Aaron Reitzel right now. And until we hear otherwise, I'm going to assume Aaron's going to be back behind the wheel of the 87.
Yeah, I've went to just even recently, and there's still people just asking as of just a couple hours ago, please, any updates on Aaron would be available. Wish was available. He's my favorite driver. I hate to see,
Now, so he's been banged around. He had the broken nose back in Las Vegas. Remember that? A rock come through the front of the car and hit him and broke his nose, and he came back and won 2 races at it. And Aaron Reitzel's been on fire lately. He won one of those twin races, the double downs on Wednesday night. He had a great finish in the Thursday night Joker's Jackpot. He's been running up front and running well. So for him to be involved in that crash last night, I hope it doesn't set him back because he's been running so well here lately. And so has Tyler Courtney, by the way. He was coming in running as well as he's run all year. And I do have the medical report. I think that bears repeating, the Tyler Courtney medical report. This is from 12 hours ago. Update. Tyler is out of surgery and is post-op recovery. Doctors are pleased with the results and expect a full recovery over the next few months. Please keep the positive thoughts coming as we still do have a long journey ahead of us. Tyler is, of course, ready to get back on the track. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it very much. Alyssa from Clausen Marshall Racing. That's the medical report from Tyler Courtney. Obviously, Sunshine's going to be on the sidelines for, it appears to be months.
Right.
But the good news is It appears he's going to make a full recovery, and that's what we really care about. So thinking about Tyler Courtney after that horrible crash the other night, and we're also thinking about Caleb Henry, and the report on him is much better from Thursday. His dad posted that he thinks he might be released from the hospital. He's going to make a full recovery after that terrible crash while fighting for a transfer spot at the Brad Doty Classic in that B main on Tuesday night. He was life-flighted out of Attica Speedway on Tuesday night, which was really concerning to a lot of people. And Caleb Henry, the young driver from out of California, appears he's going to make a full recovery as well. So, hate talking about this stuff. You know, just a reminder, sprint car racing is pretty dangerous, isn't it? It's still pretty dangerous stuff.
Yeah, so. My kid, so the other day, that race was live on regular TV on FS1.
You watched that?
So I tuned in, and I had my son, Zach was home, and I said, "Hey, come in here and watch this first lap of this race," you know, because he's never seen sprint car racing, you know, in person, obviously, and probably never seen it even on TV. I've shown him a few clips, but so he came in, put his guitar down, came in, laid down on the couch to watch a little TV, and we flipped it on, and we wasn't even 12 seconds into the race, Kirk. And that horrific crash happened?
Right on the opening lap, that crash down in turn one with that nasty hole or rut or whatever it is down there in one that's claimed a lot of race cars and injured some drivers this week. Zach Hampton was complaining about that hole down there. He said, why don't they fix it? You know, he's the one that hit Reitzel last night. Why don't they fix that hole?
Yeah, well, Zach, like I said, when he saw that, like I told him, I go, man, this is, before even anything, I was like, this is still like,
first turn of the first lap.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous form of auto racing. I said, this isn't. I go, these guys don't. And then what ended up happening, you know, I mean.
Well, the problem is they had all that rain out there.
It was really.
And, you know, that track was pretty juiced up. I don't think they could have done anything about it. I think they did what they could with it. Normally they like Eldora Speedway to be slicked off. But with all that rain,
kind of hard to do.
It was just a kick-ass racetrack, and it still is. It's going to be that way tonight.
You know, Ryan Ragland said that, okay, how about Gio subbing for Tyler Courtney in the next few months?
Well, that's if that could happen, I suppose. Yeah, I could see that happening. We haven't seen any reports of that, but Gio is without a ride right now, so I guess that would make sense for Gio to step in behind the wheel of the number 7 NOS Energy Drink car.
All right.
I could see that happening.
Kirk?
We got part 2 of Cannon McIntosh.
Right.
We heard from him in the first hour. He's been on a roll in midget racing with Keith Coons Motorsports, won $10,000 at Jefferson County Speedway in Fairbury, Nebraska last Saturday night after winning $20,000, the BC 39 a couple of weeks ago. And here is part 2 of Cannon McIntosh from our Monday Mostly Motorsports show. Seavey had the lead. He slipped up high there coming out of turn number 4. And then after the race, he was complaining about the race director talking on the receiver during green flag laps. I would assume that everybody would hear that, would it not? Did you hear the race director talking during green flag laps?
Yeah, there was a little bit of radio chatter there. It wasn't a clear message, and it wasn't the same voice that we're used to hearing. So I kind of knew something wasn't right when I heard it, and I just tried to stay focused on what I was doing. And I didn't see a yellow flag. I didn't hear yellow. It wasn't clear what was being said. It seemed more like chatter. So I didn't slow down, and I just stayed focused on what I was doing. And like we obviously all heard it. So just a weird deal, but thankfully didn't let it affect us. Just stayed focused on what we were doing.
Yeah, apparently, I mean, he blamed that on him losing that race, and I'm thinking to myself, everybody would hear that chatter, would they not? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Jacob Denny was in that in the mix right there too. He's been a tough guy to deal with, along with Justin Grant, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, he's had lots of speed all year. He's won a good amount of races as well. So, and we don't have the same crew chief, but we know we're in very similar equipment, and obviously, I don't think the setups are too far away from each other. So, when you see your teammate succeeding, I'm sure it's the same for him when I win, but it definitely motivates you a little bit, and it just shows you that the equipment's capable of winning races. So I think that's why it's been so close between him and I, and it's just going to be a dogfight for sure all the way through the rest of the year, just for wins, and it's a good little competition. And him and I, we have a pretty good relationship. Even if we're racing hard out on the track, we get out and smile about it, laugh about it, and go on. But I enjoy it. I think it's good to have that little friendly competition, and I'm excited to race with him throughout the rest of the year, and hopefully beat him a few more times.
And Grant is, he's over on the other side. He's with CB Industries, so he is your direct competitor. So racing him is, you're trying to beat him for the championship. That's all-out war there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, Jacob's, right there as well. It's obviously going to come down to who can just make the least amount of mistakes and handle their business. And, yeah, I mean, Justin races hard, and I know he wants to win a championship very badly. He's been racing for a long time, and any time you can win a USAC championship, it's special. So I know it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to him as well. So it's going to be fun competition through the rest of the year, and he's obviously a very talented driver, very skilled driver, and I look forward to racing with him throughout the rest of the year, and may the best man win.
I want to get your thoughts over a couple of other teammates you have there, Cale Drake and Gavin Miller, who won on Friday night. Just talk about those guys a little bit.
Yeah, they're obviously very good as well. They've both won races this year. They're tough competitors. So it's when you see other guys, obviously, like I said, win in the same equipment as you, it motivates you for sure. And they put in effort every night to try and win. And when you can beat them, it's rewarding being in the same car. So it's not easy when you have teammates that are capable of winning, but it's good. It's good for you, and I think it's just added motivation for me.
And what's it like driving for Keith Kunz?
Well, it's an honor, I would say. It's as a kid growing up watching his cars race at the Chili Bowl, and kind of starting our own team up and doing that, and then going and driving for him. It's you're going to have a good car every night. It may not always be capable of winning, if we don't hit the setup perfectly, but you're usually going to be pretty close in the ballpark to at least run a decent race. So it was fun working with Keith last year. He was my crew chief last year, and we won some cool races together, and obviously won the BC39 together. So I had fun working with Keith, but just getting to drive for him as well is special. And I know we have the 200th win coming up soon, so looking forward to that, and hopefully we can be the one who does it.
So what car is Keith crew chiefing on now?
He's not on any of them this year, not any of the midget stuff. He's kind of had some micro stuff he's been focusing on, and just really taking a little bit of a step back. It's obviously it's a lot of racing and the heat as well. It's hard to go up and down the road and and be that guy that's in charge and making all the decisions. It's he's done it for more years than I've been alive, and I'd imagine, when you can get a little time to rest and take a step back, you want to do it.
So what's up? What's next on the schedule here? Where are you going at next?
We'll be at Spoon River with the Extreme Outlaw Series this weekend.
And are you going? You can really run for multiple championships, can you not? I mean, they don't schedule on top of each other. You can win championships?
Correct. Yeah, you can run for both of those.
Yeah,
USAC and Extreme.
So is midget racing where you want to stay, or you got hopes of maybe trying something different down the road?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would like to definitely explore more, and I've had lots of interest in getting in a wing sprint car, and I don't know what teams are available right now or that need a driver, but it's definitely something I would like to do, and I've always wanted to do pavement stuff as well. So those are two things for me on my list. Just try to jump in a pavement car, whether it's a late model, ARCA, truck, whatever it is. I would definitely love to do that. And then on the other hand as well is doing some wing sprint car stuff. So, nothing planned for next year, nothing lined out. So I'd be curious to see where it goes.
That's the biggest news out of that interview, Scott. Cannon McIntosh is not going to be with Keith Kunz Motorsports next year in that full-time midget ride. He's wanting to try his hand at wing sprint car racing, 410 sprint car racing. But as he said right there, plans not set for 2026.
That's pretty big news.
So we'll see where that goes. Cannon McIntosh, very talented driver, and he's got things going on right now. We pulled up that interview that Connor Wade had with David Gravel last night after the meeting in the World of Outlaws trailer with Kyle Larson and Carlton Reimers. And this is courtesy of DirtVision.com. Connor Wade talking with David Gravel after his dust-up with Kyle Larson last night.
The conversation between you and Carlton and Kyle, what exactly was the conversation like between the three of you, and can you walk out of it satisfied?
I don't know if I'm satisfied about it yet. He's been running me the same way for the last couple weeks, and it starts at Huset's, and he's got a vendetta towards us, and we could keep playing that game, but eventually it's not going to be good. But he should be a professional. He thinks our team's not professional, and he should be the ultimate professional. He's not driving like that on the racetrack. So we're friends, but I guess right now we're not.
How did you feel about the move itself in 3 and 4 on the last lap?
That is past the point. It was all the stuff before that. He did it to me twice in that feature before that. I gave it back to him once, and then he gave me it back again. And, him running third or fourth this race doesn't change his life. He doesn't do this for a living. And, he's got to remember that, and we'll see.
David, appreciate the time, appreciate the honesty. Get some rest. See you back tomorrow night.
Yep, thank you.
There you go. David Gravel with Connor Wade after his meeting with Kyle Larson last night. I don't think he was satisfied with everything right there. Do you,
Kirk? What about that video?
Now you're showing me off your phone a video of Kyle Larson
feeding a bottle
with a bottle, holding David Gravel as like a baby and putting a bottle in his mouth. Do we have that, Todd, up there somewhere?
No, I'm trying to find, but
Travis Johnson.
Yeah, it's
somebody
just,
made a
Photoshop
picture of, and we'll try to find that, Kyle Larson holding David Gravel like a baby and putting a bottle of milk in his mouth.
Right.
Well, I don't blame David for being upset after everything that's gone on this week. They had the DQ and the high limit race on Wednesday night. He didn't make the show at the Joker's Jackpot. He was the defending winner of that race. Last night, Cody Jacobs was interviewed before the feature last night. It's David's crew chief, and Cody Jacobs said and I quote, "We just want to get to the checkered flag and get out of here with the car in one piece and then go for the money tomorrow." That was the attitude of the Big Game Motorsports number 2 crew, including David Gravel last night. Let's just get a good finish out of this and get out of here. I don't think he really wanted to do slide jobs with anybody last night, especially if it wasn't for the win. And he just felt that Kyle Larson was just, overdoing it last night.
Lakeside was rained out last night.
They were. They had 6 inches of rain. Is that what you got in your gauge, Todd?
Yeah,
it was.
It was probably the most rain we've seen. I don't get rain I don't get water in my basement. It just not. I mean, I did back when you would lose your sump pump, but we actually had water leaking in from over the top of the foundation, was coming in between the walls. It was coming down between the foundation and the house, and it wasn't a lot, but I couldn't figure out where the water. And I went outside. Well, hell, there was 6 inches of water around the house. Well, that was where the water.
Right.
I don't know if you saw it. There, KCK had some of the. I mean, they had some serious flooding. I'm less than 3 miles from both tracks. I'm dead in the middle of both racetracks, and Lakeside. When I came into work this morning, guys, that farmland there over 435, that's still all underwater. I mean,
and they called Lakeside off like Thursday.
Yeah, they did, because they knew the whole infield was. I mean, you know what it looks like when the water comes. It turns into that lake down there on turns.
Well, it gives them a little bit more time to make sure the lights work.
Hey, Marie says that
absolutely
the post is ridiculous. The drivers getting injured should be way more important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's no question about that. And I agree with Marie on that one. And Tyler Courtney is our biggest concern right now. And good news that he'll make a full recovery, but will be out of the race car for a while. Caleb Henry's on the mend. Aaron Reitzel, we don't know. Hope he's okay. That I agree. That's the most important. These drivers. It's been a wild week in sprint car racing. Very dangerous week. And that is our most concern. The dust up that
Kirk,
David Gravel had with Kyle Larson should be.
Are you going to watch the Eldora tonight?
Well, if Knoxville gets rained out, yeah, we'll be watching Eldora. Hopefully that doesn't get rained out. Hopefully we see that without a rain out tonight. Garrett Albertson is one of the top late model drivers in the country. He's racing this weekend up at Houston Speedway in South Dakota. He had a pretty good finish at Harlan for the Shelby County Speedway event the other night. He had a fast race car down at Lucas Oil Speedway last weekend. We were down there on Saturday night to watch him race with the Lucas Oil Late Model Series. And he is just a little bit on the outside looking in at the top 4 of the Lucas Oil Late Model standings, but he's got a shot at it. Still a long way to go in the Lucas Oil Late Model season. We spoke with Garrett Albertson on our Monday Mostly Motorsports show, and here's a little bit of that conversation. 17th of 5th on Saturday night at Lucas Oil Speedway. I bet you wish you'd had a little bit better qualifying effort on Saturday night. What are your thoughts about your most recent outing at Wheatland?
Yeah. Luckily we caught on to some of the things that we were doing wrong. When the track had the moisture in it, for some reason, like the most of our season, our qualifying has been our strong suit, and we've struggled sometimes at the end of the features, and so we've been working really hard to fix that. It's almost like we've overcorrected and hurt our qualifying a little bit. So we're having to study really close, how to hit that balance where you can still qualify good, because it's not every night that you actually get track conditions and situations where you can make up that ground in the feature. So we were pretty fortunate there, but tough balance to hit for sure.
Well, you had a race car at the Show Me 100 that definitely had a car that could have won that race. But the last night, up into the wall a little bit, that was a tough one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got in the wall on that Friday night there, had a tire failure as best we could figure, and it hurt that car pretty bad. So we pulled out our backup car. For some reason, just couldn't find the balance, and that's what we ended up with. Kind of a little bit of a fight on our hands Saturday, and then a couple things kind of went wrong while we were trying to make the most out of it, and it just wasn't our night. But it seemed like when it all comes to it, we've had to be there. It's just Wheatland's always been a unique and challenging track. It seems like every time you go there, it presents something different on the conditions and on the grip levels. Like it's really hard to. It seems like there's only a couple guys, like maybe Jonathan Davenport and Jimmy Owens. That's the only couple that can hit it right every time. It seems like.
Talk about the Diamond Nationals a little bit. That's a big race, isn't it?
Yeah. It was. I was really glad that it got to take place this year. We missed out, and I believe this is the first time that it's gone to a 2-day race.
Yep.
And I really liked it, actually. I always enjoy spending time at that Lucas Oil Speedway there in Wheatland. Just such a cool facility, and just a pretty part of the country right there, and usually good racing. So, anytime we can spend more days there, I'm pretty happy about it.
You finished fourth on Friday night, 10th to 4th, Saturday night, 17th to 5th. How different was the track from Friday to Saturday?
Oh, yeah, night and day, it seemed like. Again, like the heat races actually were kind of similar to each other on the Friday to Saturday, but the track transitioned a lot faster, I feel like, to dry slick on Friday, and even the dirt that was moving out of the lanes, like the crumbs or whatever you want to call it, were drier Friday, and the crumbs on Saturday were wet and were actually laying down and making grip in other lanes. So it's just kind of the nature of dirt racing.
That racetrack was in great condition, as was Lucas Oil Speedway. Most of these racetracks have been in great shape here, haven't they?
Yeah, everyone's been doing a good job. Sometimes in the summer the weather is kind of tough to hit right, because it's either pop-up showers or crazy heat and wind and stuff like that. So we saw a little bit of everything this weekend, it seemed like, and everyone's been working hard on the tracks to give us good racing products.
You got your first win, but you're still a little bit outside of the top 4, 160 points back. Devin Moran seems like he's been off just a little bit. Do you feel like there's enough of the season left that you can still climb your way back into the top 4?
Oh, yeah, for sure. One thing about our point structure on this Lucas Oil Series is the points gap between each position is fairly large, and so you can make up like wholesale points on a good night versus somebody's bad night, or vice versa. So it's anything's possible. We lost fourth a few weeks back by having a crash, and Hudson had a win the same night. So it was like an 80-point swing just in one night. So you can big stuff can still take place. I'd say it's definitely a possibility, and that's certainly our goal, to get in that top 4.
Let's look ahead. Shelby County Speedway, Harlan, Iowa. What do you think about that racetrack?
I'm really excited for Shelby County, actually. Last year was the first time that Lucas Oil went there, and the racing was spectacular. It was 3-wide racing, really big swing of transitions throughout the night, condition-wise, and really had a good time. I was very impressed with it. So, definitely looking forward to getting back there on Tuesday.
Then you're heading up to Houston Speedway, Bullring, really short, high bank track up at Houston Speedway. Your thoughts about that racetrack?
Yep. Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this next of this upcoming weekend. Yep, Houston and Brandon, South Dakota, and really elbows up track. Pretty excited for that one too. It's a really pretty part of the country right there, and pretty exciting racing. And we're actually headed today. Got invited to run an IMCA street stock in Beatrice, Nebraska. So we're actually headed over there today to run street stock special. So pretty packed week here we got.
Sounds like that's something where Ricky Thornton Jr. would show up at. You think you'll be battling with him over there? He's going to be somewhere tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like he was at the track last night that the Muslim stock car guys were at, which I think was Boone County, and then tonight I supposedly he's supposed to be here at the Beatrice. So pretty excited to go up against him, and I had driven a street stock since probably about 20. Or, like a stock car-based car since probably 2012 or 2013. So pretty excited to try something different.
That'll be a challenge. You're going from a super late model to a street stock. You got to drive those things a little bit differently, don't you?
The tire difference is a little big deal, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little bit of a blast from the past for me. I kind of grew up. We had a street stock, or like a super stock truck series, basically growing up, and with the same GM frames and stuff. So I'm pretty excited to get back to that and see if I can remember how to do it.
Since we did that interview on Monday, we need to update some things. This was before he raced in the stock car at Beatrice and before Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. I'm thinking now, after watching last night, that maybe the Silver Dollar National should be at Shelby County Speedway in Harlan, Iowa.
Hey,
I think that would be a better place for it.
Your Brad nephew, your nephew Brad,
Dennis.
I
saw him race on Thursday night in a stock car at the.
He ended
Davis
up running
County,
fourth, didn't he?
On Thursday night. Last night he finished 8th. In the stock cars up at Davis County Fair. Man, that's one of the great county fairs I've ever seen up there. Man, there's a lot of people. Nice racetracks. First time I'd been to the Bloomfield Speedway at the Davis County Fair. That's a pretty good 3/8 mile racetrack. They have some pretty good sprint and late model events on that racetrack. And that county fair was pretty impressive. They like to play bingo at the Davis County Fair. But anyway, I went up there Thursday night to watch the races on a cool night. It was nice to be, it was almost jacket weather in the crowd on Thursday night. It was pretty unbelievable. But it was great to get up there, see some IMCA racing. Congratulations to all the winners up there. The Caden Carter and his little brother Braden are pretty good runners up there. Braden Carter won his 21st feature of the year in the sport mod category. And Oliver won the stock car feature when I was up there on Thursday night. So, yeah, I had a good time watching IMCA action. I just want to remind everybody that coming up here tonight also is the USAC Silver Crown cars at Salt City Raceway in Hutchinson, Kansas. The Kansas State Fairgrounds at Hutch, Silver Crown cars there tonight. They practiced last night. They had some support classes down there. Ken Schrader won the IMCA modified feature at Salt City last night, so we'll look forward to seeing the Silver Crown cars at the Kansas State Fairgrounds in Hutch tonight. And what's that on Flow Racing?
Kirk, Ryan Ragland's calling in on the phone. Ryan, how you doing?
Scotty T, good to talk to you again, man.
Yep.
Hey, what's going on? So do you think we need to move the Silver Dollar Nationals to Shelby County Speedway in Harlan? What do you think?
I was saying that during the Shelby County race.
Yeah.
I was saying, because I'm looking at it last year, and it wasn't bad, but they just don't have, you don't have the excitement, the aura that you did at I-80, and you're not going to get I-80 at Huset's. You're talking to two totally different areas. That's a sprint cup or a sprint car. It's not a late model. You go to Shelby County. I mean, hell, you could even go to Boone and have a better excitement with late models than you can at Huset's. Not that Huset's is bad. It's just,
well, it's not late model country up there. They
No,
like sprint cars up in South Dakota, but they don't really. The fan base up there really don't care much for late models, do they? I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like they do.
Doesn't seem like it. I think me and Todd have Jason on our Facebook page, and even Jason, a friend of ours, was just sitting there saying, going, "There's nobody here, man," and that was a boring race. In fact, just out of curiosity, I went to Flow Sports and watched the recap of the race. They hit the start. They went like 3 laps, and then all of a sudden they jumped to 7 laps to go. When
the highlight package on Flow, yeah. I saw the same thing. Well, it was 38 laps of follow the leader, Ryan.
And I'm just sitting there. As soon as I looked up and I saw them switch and went 7 to go, I went, that's bad. That had to be the shortest recap of a race I've ever seen.
Well, we got to thank Brandon Shepard for making it interesting there towards the end. He decided to make something happen there. So thank you, Brandon Shepard, for at least making it interesting over the last 6 or 7 laps.
If it wasn't for Carson Overton to blow a motor to bring the caution out, we probably never would have found it.
Ferguson, right?
Ferguson, excuse me, yeah. I mean,
that track was weird.
The restart, Shepard and Thornton Jr., they started going up top, and then Shepard passes him and was like, oh, there is a high line. And then you go to the post race, and Davenport, as he said, he doesn't sugarcoat things. He goes, that was a snoozer for about 38 laps, and then he makes a comment, says, hey, y'all need to call the people on your friends list and get the people out here. We still have some open seats.
Davenport said that in Victory Lane.
Yeah,
right?
Davenport said that. And I'm like, wow, that's...
Well, after watching Shelby County Speedway in Harlan on Tuesday night, I'm thinking, with the town coming out to support that event, and they made it a big deal in Harlan, and I'm thinking that's where it should be.
I will say this. I'm not going to say that's where it should be. But I wouldn't be mad if it did, because it was great racing. What I will say is it needs to change.
Well, it's lost its luster from I-80 Speedway. Well, I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the bad thing, and I hate to see it with what Kosiskis have built when it was at I-80 and the excitement and the car turnout and the spectacle that I got to see, the years that I went down there. It was just, well, I mean, me and you were there. I think it was the last year they had it when Davenport won it.
Yeah.
And
2022.
Even though it was, rain was in the forecast, the stands were still packed. You had the pits were full.
Yeah, it's a whole different vibe. Whole different vibe. And I think Eagle is building up its own event that they had in May. So I say Shelby County Speedway, Harlan, Iowa. And why? Because it was called the Kosiski Family 53 on Tuesday night. It was a great race. Bobby Pierce won it. Great action all the way around. And I'm thinking it would bring back its vibe if they had it at a track like that. Hey,
Shorter
Brian.
the track, better the action.
Thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
Hey, you bet.
Good talking to you.
See you later. Hey, you were out at Valley Speedway last Saturday night, and that was one hell of a race, wasn't it?
It was.
The non-wing POWRi MWRA sprint cars. The finish of that thing was exciting. I will say that. Jack Wagner had a shot. He had the lead on the back straightaway, didn't he?
He did.
Then Wesley Smith was able to stay down on the bottom of the racetrack and beat him to the checkered flag. Well, listen, we had Wesley Smith on our Mostly Motorsports show, the winning driver from last Saturday night out at Valley Speedway. Let's hear that conversation from earlier this week on Mostly Motorsports with Wesley Smith.
Wesley, that was a hell of a race the other night, bud.
Yeah, that's understatement.
Jack Wagner and you were really battling. Jack had you in. He was in the lead there on the last lap. There, what did you see there on that last lap?
Well, we had a pretty good battle in lap traffic there at the end. There were 3 cars kind of right through the middle of the track, and so Jack went low and I went high, and he got me coming down the back stretch, and left the door open on the inside a little bit. I don't know if he was planning to, maybe protect the top or what, but I threw kind of a short slider in there and kept her kind of tucked down low coming to the checkered, and at a certain point I was just hoping and praying he wasn't going to get back under me.
That was the most exciting race that I think I've seen in a long time. Talk about that race a little bit.
Yeah, it was one of the most exciting races I've ever been in, and I hope I don't have to do it for a long time. It was way too much excitement for me. But it's way easier to win races when you can run away and hide. But the fans definitely got their money's worth on that one. He had a shot at me earlier in the race, and luckily I held on to the lead after kind of a small slider battle, and then I lucked out and got to traffic first, and it helped me. But it was one of those situations where it helped me keep the lead. And I really thought he was, after 2 or 3 laps of not seeing his nose, I was like, I think he's probably setting me up. And sure enough, there he comes, 2 or 3 to go. We got the 2 to go mark, and there he was.
It pays to qualify well and get yourself off to a good start. You started on the outside of the front row. You about have to start up front these days, as competitive as it is, don't you?
Oh, yeah. When Jack won there a couple of weeks ago, me and him had a pretty decent battle then, too, but he started 7th. If he won from 7th, he started 4th the other night, so I knew he was going to be on my bumper the whole race. And it's just, I got to say, there's a lot of respect between both of us, though. We're both just, he was just as excited as I was about that race. And a couple of weeks ago when he won, I was pretty pumped for him, too. Jack's probably got one of the coolest, victory lane celebrations ever. He's always super psyched. But I was pretty psyched about that win last Saturday night.
Wyatt Burks and Samuel Wagner, they put on a hell of a show as well.
Yeah. I looking back on the video, and I think the real winner Saturday night was the fans. Valley was it was just in tip-top shape, and it rained a little bit that morning and the day before, and I think that really helped keep the track in a good shape for non-wing sprint cars for sure. And, he's got that berm cut into the top of the track as well, and that's really fun in a non-wing sprint car also.
Talk about that berm a little bit.
Yeah, when it rains so much and there's a lot of water in the infield, it kind of pushes the water out onto the track a little bit and keeps the bottom kind of wet.
Right.
So we weren't really running the berm a whole lot this past weekend, but 2 weekends ago when me and Jack had a good battle, we were both on it pretty hard, and we'd bounce off of it, back into it again, bounce off of it again, and the last 2 laps we were both going over the edge of it. And he did it coming to the checker, and that's where I almost got him, but I just didn't have enough. I had too much space before he went off the track. But, Valley has been the sprint cars have got to be a mainstay there, I think, just for the way that Dennis has the track shaped and the berm cut into it now.
Yeah, a lot of people bag on the facility, but the actual racetrack is the best part about Valley Speedway, as it should be. The racetrack itself is the highlight of the whole facility.
Yeah, and we go a lot of places that they got great facilities, but the racing kind of sucks, But with Valley, it's one of those deals where you're going to get a great track. There were a couple of years there where we weren't too thrilled to go to Valley because just overall it just wasn't a great experience. But Dennis has really put in the work on the track these past couple of seasons and got it. I call it old school Valley. Back when I first started racing sprint cars, it was this way, and he's got it back to that point, and we're excited to go anymore, it seems.
Talk about the POWRi War Series and the NWRA. They combined together. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the more political side of the non-wing sprint car stuff here in the Kansas City area. You know, all of us racers, we have different opinions about it, but I think we've had strong car counts this year, so, you know, you can have your own opinions on it, but I think it has worked so far. I think we've obviously had great races. We've raced at some great tracks, and the car counts are up from what they have been, so I mean, there's really no reason to complain about it.
You've been driving your own race car. You're used to stepping into different rides during the season this year. What's been your schedule so far this year? John Helm still have his car out there for you to drive?
Yeah, we'll get John Helm's car out. Probably his dad's memorial races at the end of the year in September. It'll be a couple of weekends after the Hockett Memorial. So we'll get it out once before that, and then we'll run it at the Hockett Memorial as well. And I started the season out in Brent Lewis's car a little bit, and I just really struggled getting my car under me when we would go somewhere. So I've kind of just stepped away from Brent's car for a few weeks to get my operation back where I know it can be, and I think we've gotten there.
How hard is that to step away from different cars? You do it about as much as anybody, jump in different rides during the course of the season.
You know, there's no hard feelings between any of it. You know, I think I'm one of the blessed drivers that people want me to drive their stuff. You know, not when you talk about non-wing sprint car racing, and I've never left a ride that I think the door is not open that I could go back to it if I wanted to or if they needed me to. And I've never driven for anybody that we've ended bad. So I think that's I think that's kind of rare, and I think that's a great deal for me and my sponsors and you know, my team. You know, John and Tommy pretty much go with me on whatever car I'm driving, whatever track I'm at. So I think that's a pretty rare deal these days, and I think it works out. I'm pretty blessed to be able to just jump in a car when I want to go racing.
You got Lakeside Speedway, you got Lucas Oil Speedway, including the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial later in the year, Lake Ozark. We see that on the schedule. You're a former Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial race winner. Is that probably got to be the biggest win of your career, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. It just the prestige behind that race and the people who have won it in the past, you know, it just, you know, I feel like we're all set on level 10 all throughout the year, and then I think we all find level 11 when it comes to the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan race. It just seems tougher to win that race than any other, and you know, me and Jack have had some great battles this year, and I think you know, he's really gunning to get a win at Lucas Oil, and especially during the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial. So I know he's going to be turned up possibly to 12 or 13. So we're going to come into that race hopefully with a lot of speed and really be working hard to keep him behind us. You know, it'd be cool to win it again.
Are you thinking about points at all? I see in the point standings here, you run all the races. You're fourth in points right now. How much do you think about that, or do you really even want to win the championship?
I'm just not really a points racer. I kind of like, you know, if a race pops up that I want to go to that seems like it, I don't like the points tying me down to certain things. Like if I got to drive 4 hours to a track to run points, and I can drive 6 hours to a track that I like and run at a lot better, I'd rather just drive the 6 hours and go to a track that is more fun and makes more sense for me to go to, instead of being tied down to racing at a track that I may not necessarily like, or I know it's going to rubber down or not be very conducive to non-wing sprint car racing. So I really don't focus on the points a whole lot. It just seems like, you know, you tear something up one week and then you're in a bind trying to get to the track next week. And between running our own business down here and stuff, it just takes a load off if we don't have to worry about the points. You know, maybe one day the points racing, maybe a championship comes to me and it just works out that way, but it's never really my main focus when I go racing.
And why is that? Because it's no fun to race for points, right? Too stressful. Just go for wins, and the points will take care of itself.
You know, Kelly said the IMCA show at Beatrice was epic.
Yeah, I mean, we talking with Garrett Albertson there a little bit earlier. He was when we talked to him, he was on his way to Beatrice.
Right.
Garrett did run a stock car, and Ricky Thornton won 2 races at Beatrice. He won in the stock cars and the IMCA modifieds.
You can catch that on IMCA TV.
Yeah. And, oh, by the way, at Albion, Nebraska on Sunday night, RTJ won there, too.
Right.
So he's been on a roll. A couple other notes want to get in. They had flat-track motorcycles at Lucas Oil Speedway last night. Is that wild or what? Motorcycles racing at Lucas Oil Speedway. Trevor Bruner and Brian Bauman were the 2 big winners. They're going to be racing on the off-road track at Lucas Oil Speedway tonight,
Kurt,
as the dirt track.
Do you have that story up on Racing Boys?
I do. It's up there on racingboys.com. Todd, you reminded us there's 2 nights of racing at Lakeside Speedway next weekend.
Yeah, what is it, the Fender Blowout?
70th anniversary, Lakeside Speedway, full Fender Blowout. It's next Friday and Saturday.
Pure stocks and
Lakeside.
USA stock cars.
Yeah, no modifieds.
No modifieds.
When we mean full Fender, we mean full Fender.
Right.
So that's 2 nights racing next Friday and Saturday. I also want to put out a call. A couple of winners from this past week. Austin McCarl won the Sprint Invaders event at Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa on Thursday night. And congratulations to Troy Wagaman Jr. He won the feature event at Williams Grove Speedway last night. So
all right,
those guys we hadn't talked. Man, we had a lot of stuff to talk about today, didn't we?
We did.
Didn't even get to the NASCAR picks today.
The NASCAR took a back seat today, didn't we?
They did.
So who did we pick?
Who's your pick?
Who did we pick last week?
I'll pull
we
it
didn't
out.
pick Sean Van Gisbergen, did we? Because we didn't think he dominated.
Well, that's kind of what
at Sonoma like he
so
turned out to do.
They're at Dover this week, right?
The Monster Mile, concrete Monster Mile, Dover.
Let's see.
Who's your pick, Kurt?
I am going to go with Kyle Larson.
Yeah,
Kyle Larson.
How about that for a pick?
He's got some. He's probably upset about the weekend or the week of racing, and so he's going to take it out on the NASCAR boys.
That's if he gets through Eldora safely tonight and doesn't
get injured.
You know, Rick Hendricks got to be watching these races on
That's
video.
exactly what I was going to say.
Do you think Rick Hendricks a little stressed out watching Kyle Larson race at Eldora Speedway this week?
This weekend was.
That rut is pretty bad, Kurt.
Yeah. Is that a rut or a hole or what is that down in turn 1 at Eldora?
A problem is what it is.
It's
It's caused a lot of problems. Hey,
Right.
did you notice Seabell? He just kind of backed out of it a little bit, didn't he? He
Right.
didn't really press the issue much in that Kreitz 69 car, did he?
All right, Track Talk is brought to you by Rod End Supply, featuring the Power Eye Midwest Lightning Sprints. We can't thank our guests enough, Cannon McIntosh, Garrett Abbottson, and Wesley Smith.
And we're going to line up a couple of guests on Monday. We don't know who that is yet, but we'll see what happens tonight. And we're going to have a podcast on Monday. So join us for that. We post that podcast wherever you see podcasts on racingboys.com and everywhere. We don't do the live stream like we used to do, but we'll gather a couple of interviews and put a show together on Monday.
It's going to be on
watch for that.
Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
racingboys.com. And then that'll be episode 369. So if you were wanting to.
It won't be streamed live on Facebook and YouTube.
But it'll
we'll
be shared
post
up there.
the
You'll be able to
podcast.
find it. But if you were wanting to find those interviews that we played today in their entirety, that's episode 368 for everybody keeping track at home. So just look that up. Make sure you subscribe.
Hey, it's a miracle that we've done 368 shows, isn't it?
They're knocking them off day by day, just clicking these bad boys off. So
And will it be a miracle if they get that show in at Knoxville tonight?
probably.
How long should we wait before we decide to hop in the car and drive up there?
I'd be calling somebody up there first. You guys know some people
We're
in the
planning
know.
on going.
Don't you guys know somebody in the know? I'd be getting a hold of Bob and saying, hey.
Well, I just don't think they made a decision yet.
No, I know, but somebody's probably talking behind the scenes. You know how that works, Kirk, when you're at the track.
Chris Duncan, and, they're thinking, okay, can we save this racetrack for tonight?
$15,000 to win tonight in the 360s.
Yeah. There's a fine line when you're Chris Duncan, you're taking a look at that racetrack, and you've had so much rain that a decision has to be made. Okay, how much damage can we do to this racetrack trying to hold an event on, a very wet racetrack? Can we really get this track prepared to put on a safe, not only a good show, but a safe show tonight, and still have a racetrack left when you get done? That's what they're looking at and talking about. How much more rain's going to come? You look at the hour-by-hour forecast, it's not looking good for the evening hours. Yeah, it's maybe quit raining and the sun will come out this afternoon, but then it's supposed to start raining again tonight. I don't know what they're going to do,
Kirk,
or when they're going to make a decision on that, but I'm thinking around noontime we'll know more.
Kirk, are you planning on going up there with me tonight?
We're planning on it. But
hopefully it won't rain out.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see some races tonight, so we'll see what happens. Also, you might want to check the World of Outlaws and the Eldora Speedway pages to see what the weather's doing out there. Could you believe that sudden rain shower that hit Eldora the other night? It's like it came out of nowhere.
Right.
They didn't even see it coming. There was like blue skies in the air. I mean, you're not even thinking about it, and all of a sudden it just poured rain. Just out of the blue. And it delayed the program for a couple of hours, but they got it in after midnight local time. But it's so weird that it just started raining and raining hard, and they didn't even see it coming.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in to Track Talk here on Sports Radio 810 WHB and RBN, the Racing Boys Broadcasting Network. We can't thank our guests enough, Cannon McIntosh, Garrett Albertson, and Wesley Smith. For Todd Surprise, for Kirk Elliott, I'm Scott Traylor saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week right here on Track Talk.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.